So, this is the Thing Remastered Part 6. So, this is the Thing Remastered. Damn, what can I say? The last video is going to be uploaded by PlayStation because of internet stuff, but also because I wanted to show people that whatever Night Dive said they did, whatever they said they did, most of that stuff went with regards to a remastered. Most of the word under the word remastered, or words of remasters or remastered in past tense. Well, I can't say it's past tense if it's a remaster. If you're using it all the time, it's a remaster. That's why it's not past tense. But the point I'm trying to say is whatever they did, appearance wise, was what they did the most. Appearance wise. Additive towards things to improve your experience with regards to playing this old game. Things that didn't work, mostly appearance wise. I believe that's what they did. Bug smashing, glitches, lagging, AIs doing things that they're not supposed to be doing, or getting stuck, or not following you sometimes, or following you all the time when you tell them not to. Those things were not changed, or removed, or improved. Those things are still the same. Now, nostalgia is one thing, but if the remaster has everything to do with things that are not associated with gameplay, it's everything else is remastered except the gameplay. And they wanted to leave the gameplay just the way it is, how people interact with each other, trust factors, so on and so forth. They wanted to leave that exactly the same way it was in the past. Then the only thing they really remastered was everything else other than the gameplay. Like if you see them going into panic, or if you see someone wants a gun, everything that you could visually see, hear, and feel on your controller, or sense with regards to environment, or monsters having certain effects on them, everything in the game visually wise, with icons, with interactive buttons, with appearances, with silhouettes, with drop shadows, with cast shadows, with grungy effects, with shattering, with sound, with particle effects, with three-dimension zoom in, pan, and pull, with um, aspect ratio, with vertical and horizontal proportions with regards to the details on clothing and the details of weaponry and locations and the maps. Everything from a visual point of view were heightened, doubled, and in some cases tripled. But the core mechanics with regards to coding for certain actions were not changed. The bugs were, if they didn't have the authorization to stamp out bugs, it was probably to stamp out only main mission breaking bugs, or pinpoint checkpoint bugs, mission and checkpoint bugs. But anything in between, they probably were not given permission to do so, because if someone contract a game out for you to remasters to make it look visually appealing and work for the generation that you're in, they're contracting you out to fix up and to make it look prettier, to remaster it, not to alter and change it. So the coding was probably not changed at all. It's just the chassis was changed of the vehicle, not the core engine and all its frame functions. So they left in all the bugs and problems of the original, and they never fixed that. So we're basically playing the same original game from way back in the days, and nothing with regards to that was remastered and changed. Only everything else from a interactive and visual standpoint was changed, but not coding with regards to certain glitches, bugs, um, getting stuck, and commands. So I don't know how I feel about that, but I know that's not good, and it's the reason why the game is. I now have the game at a 7.4. The last video will prove it. It went off. There was a huge bug in there that looked like a damn nuke. The whole screen was shaking ridiculously and it kept getting worse. If that's not a bug, I don't know what is. So, is it a wise idea to remaster a game and release it to the public, knowing full well that the coding in the game from the original game is gonna piss off new players the same way it piss off the old players with its huge bugs? And if they did get rid of certain bugs, it would appear that maybe they weren't allowed to get rid of all bugs, because there's no way they could have missed certain primary ones unless they were told not to. So I'll just play the game and move forward while I still have internet.
Okay. Okay. All right. Hold still and I'll fix you up. Oh, it's just a scratch. Yes, sir. All right. Yes, sir. Okay. All right. Area looks secure. Okay.
I need an engineer.
Yes, sir.
And there it is. There's the bug from the last video. That's one serious ass bug, man. It's like a damn nuke. Damn terrifying. You're telling me they remastered this, and if you don't run past this area, you get to experience like this is like Langoliers type of stuff, you know, like ever creeping threat coming to eat away at the existence of the game. That's some crazy shit, man. I don't know what the hell they were thinking remastering something like this if they weren't going to deal with that issue. 'Cause that's really, really terrible. Now I would say, just like the last video, if this huge bug keeps popping up throughout the game, it's gonna be, I'm gonna lower it in points gradually by point
Okay.
percentage. 1 point, 2 point, 3 point. Every time it pops up, I'm gonna drop it another point. So let me just save here so I don't have to command them again. Okay.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not going back. I'm not going back. Maybe him being dead will help with the bug.
Target spotted. Okay. All right. Okay.
Ooh, what got to that guy?
I need an engineer.
All right.
Fix the damn door before Mr. Bug. Mr. Nuke Bug shows up again.
Okay.
Alright, so let's get to the next area real quick. Don't need Nuke Bug to go off again. Wait, I thought you just fixed the door.
Area looks secure.
There it goes again. Nuclear warhead bug. Unbelievable, man. So they remastered this game and they didn't give a fuck about that bug. It's like, screw that bug. And now I'm back here again. Wait a minute. The hell? I thought I saved somewhere else. What? Let's get out of here before warhead bugs pops up all over again. Okay, let's see what the objective is. Gain access to armory, gain access to weapon research. Okay, can't open this one. Can't go through here. Okay, so
Area looks secure.
can't go over here. If I delay for too long,
Oh my God, what is it?
well, I guess I gotta go backwards. Fucking A, man. Yo, I swear to God. I swear to everything. If this is going to be like this throughout this entire fucking game, this thing always creeping up on me. But like, this entire mission, if this entire mission is going to be like this, be like, okay, so they remastered this game, but there's a freaking bug. It's like a huge bug. A huge explosion bug. That keeps like it goes off. It's like a ticking time bomb. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, the game is stressing me out for this shit ass bug. Like, this is a save room, this is stuff. I can't go in here. Maybe I'm supposed to send him somewhere. I'm not supposed to send him anywhere. I mean, this is bad, man. Like, this is very bad. When you have a bug like this, it ruins the experience of the game. Like, why remaster a game with this type of bugs? And you can't blame the player. You can't blame the player. They're not the ones responsible. Some people go backward, forward. Some people skip. Some people do with certain things. The bugs in this game are due to the issue of the people who created the game. So like, Jesus, man. Alright, so I gotta pause here and figure out where I gotta go. So I'm gotta think. I gotta think. There's cameras in the room and it shows different guys in rooms, but I gotta get to those rooms. But there are no rooms. I got an engineer, but the engineer can only open up. He cannot open up this room. So am I supposed to do something with the cameras? Christ almighty. I swear to God, if I can't pass this level, I swear to God, if I can't pass this level, I'm going to, you know, I'm pretty sure I can, but if I can't pass this level, I'm gonna dock the game another point for this, because this is becoming annoying. So now I'm at a 7.3. I'm pretty sure certain people are experiencing this. Some people probably just return the game to the store. Like, this is the type of shit that you would just return a game to a store and say, well, night dives are fucking idiots. You know, they just decided to remaster the game because people asked them to, but they didn't do shit about the actually codes. Like, is a night dive really a good company if they decide to touch something that was always broken? And they do anything about the broken thing? Because here's the thing, I don't remember. This is the weird part about this. The very, very weird part about this while I'm playing this game again. I don't remember this being in the original game. Like, I don't remember this new bug. And if it was, like, why the hell remaster a game if you know this is in here? It's, I don't know, it seems like stupidity to me. I mean, the way I see it, it feels like stupidity. Like, they just decided to do it to make some money off of it. That's what this feels like. Or maybe, here's the thing, maybe I have to do the whole goddamn level all over again. Maybe that's the purpose of the bug, just like the other guy. I have to do the whole fucking level all over again. If I have to do this whole level all over again, then I'm making sure everyone who's with me dies.
Area looks secure.
I don't understand this shit, man. Start the whole fucking level.
What's wrong with you? I'm hurt bad. Oh. Yeah.
You're gonna get us killed! Thanks.
Heal the other guy.
This should get you back on your feet.
You must be infected.
Get me a weapon!
Thanks. Where's my weapon?
Give me a weapon! Get me a weapon!
Get me a weapon! We're gonna die here. Okay.
Okay.
No way. I don't trust you.
Yes, sir.
Area looks secure.
I need an engineer. God damn it. Now I need an engineer.
Area looks secure.
All right.
Forget it. If you're sure you gotta do this.
Hmm.
I need an engineer.
Yo, this shit is pissing me off, man. I gave this guy a gun. I healed him. And he still doesn't want to follow. I checked him I gave him adrenaline. And I tested him. He doesn't want to take any guns. He's the engineer. Like, I can't take the gun away from him. See, I gave him the weapon, but I can't give order because he doesn't trust. So I have to build his trust. But giving weapon is a way you build trust. So I don't know what else I could do to build this trust. And I can't go through here. Open door, testing range. Let me see if I could give him command. I can't give him any command. Okay. I hope this is not another bug, man. Like, what the fuck what did Night Dive do for real? If they remastered everything to look pretty. If that's all they did, then you need to do shit else. Because I can't do shit in here until he gets his ass in here. Flame him.
All right, you pansy.
His health is not looking good. I have to lead the monster in here so you can... Flame him. Okay, so maybe that was the reason why he didn't go in. That enemy had to be killed, so let's see if he's gonna follow me now. Still doesn't want to follow me. Fine. It busts through here. There's nothing to do in here. Nothing on the ground. Nothing, because the power's off. And because this little bitch don't want to move. I swear, if that's... I have a feeling it's a bug. I have a feeling it's another bug. Either that, or I'm going to manually push him into the room. I'm going to push him into the room. Let's see if he's going to try to open the door. Okay, you're now in the room.
Screw you!
Yes, sir.
So what do I have to do to get this guy to follow me? Maybe I heal him again? That's really dumb.
Maybe you will get us out of this.
What? What? His health was all ready to fuck up. It was red. Yeah, it is a bug. It's a goddamn bug.
All right.
See?
All right.
A fucking bug. It just shows that his health is all the way up. Christ. Yep, so now I'm at a 7.3. Fix the damn thing.
Yes, sir.
We got nuke bugs, we got minor bugs. Like, what the hell did Night Dive... Like, seriously, what the hell did Night Dive do? Other than make the game pretty. Alright, this time I'll save somewhere else, so Mr. Nuke Bug don't follow me. Hopefully that changes everything. Alright, so the objective is now what? Gain access to our armory. Open door to testing range. Okay. So, let's see what else.
I need an engineer.
Fix this.
Okay.
Okay. That went off. I'm not going to interact with anything here, so the nuke bug doesn't initiate. Now if the nuke bug pops up again, then that means I'm not going to let him turn this on.
That panel controls the timed security door to the Black Tech Lab. Now, I can jam the door from the inside, but you'll have to stay here and flick the switch. Now, it only stays open for a few seconds, so give me some time to get there first.
We got company.
The hell, the thing's still going off? Wait, get out the door, please. What's going on here? Oh, shit. Okay, so he turned into a monster and he dropped the weapon, but I pick up the weapon, but he has no ammunition on the weapon, which doesn't make sense unless he wasted all my ammo. Christ. So now I have to kill him with this thing and be accurate about it. That's it for that. But he's still alive. I need more ammo. Yeah, he won't run in there. So where's the weapon? Okay, good. Now you're dead. I'm so sick of the nuke bug. I'm so sick of the nuke bug. I don't care how many of these guys die now. Okay, so I don't need them to succeed in the game anyway. Alright, so open door to testing range. Save. Engineer didn't die, but I'm not gonna play that shit anymore. I have no interest in waiting for Mr. Nukebug to pop up again. What the hell? It says I have 7 rounds of grenade launcher ammo. I swear to God, Night Dive. They remastered a game, but they didn't do anything about any of the bugs. I wonder, can you really blame them? Because whoever hired them to do it, or even if they decided to do it, they're really not changing the core aspects of the game, which is the engine and the frame and everything. All they're changing is the chassis and the prettiness of the car. But that's kind of fucking stupid though. Why mess with something that has bugs in it if you're not going to change it?
I need an engineer.
And of course I need an engineer. There's an engineer here. Thankfully, I think that's the issue. That was the bug. That previous engineer I was with, I think he was supposed to die. I keep trying to save people, and maybe the game is saying like you're too good. You know, that's why it's crashing, because they were meant to die.
Target spotted.
Okay. All right. Ooh, what got to that guy?
I need an engineer.
Yes, sir. Area looks secure.
Okay, so I should be all caught up right now. I restarted the level. The new bug seemed to be gone. All I need to do is find a way into the weaponry room and armory. Certain doors are locked. I do have an engineer. Can I do something with these? I hear something. Okay. These are regular CCTVs. They don't do anything. This is the save room. This is a blocked path. So there's nothing in this room whatsoever. Nothing on the person, nothing up here. I'll double check up here again. Okay. This creature's in here, but I can't get access to that room. Oh, okay, so this is what I was supposed to do. Some cameras have, okay, I will have to remember this. These ones have guns on them.
Okay. Yes, sir. All right. Yes, sir.
So the same thing probably has to happen with regards to this door. I need is there one of those turret gun cameras, CCTVs? Not in here. Definitely not these ones. Or maybe it was up there the whole time. Okay. That explosion, that's the nuke bug trying to force its way into this room. But it's probably look like it's contained now since I restarted the level and those two engineers died. It keeps trying to go off. This can't be the only one. That can't be the only one. Because he's in here, that's for sure. This opened up. Or maybe what I just picked up was the keys to that room. Let's see.
All right.
Yep, it was. I keep forgetting. Like, once this guy has a memory for something or he picks up something, it's anything else automatically opens up. So I think I know what it is. What set off that nuke bug? It probably wasn't. It probably wasn't the engineer. If it was the engineer, it was. If it was the engineer, probably was the engineer. You're probably not supposed to have two engineers. Or it was probably the medic. It was either the medic or the engineer, because the medic allows you not to use your med kits because he heals you. So it was either the medic or the engineer was bugged. Okay, so this one is a bit tricky. That enemy is not just gonna die like that, so there has to be a mechanic with regards to killing him. It can't just be just fire off rounds. It has to be something that I'm missing. Okay, so that's it. That's it. That's the objective.
Target spotted.
Holy shitballs, man. You fought a boss, and then you fought like a heavy runner, and then these dudes come in. They took away entire head, my entire health kit. Actually, the boss and the runner did. But no one tell me these dudes will pop up too. Okay, so alright. Health probably look like shit, but what the hell were you doing there the whole time? They they were at the door and you didn't even cap rounds at them. Oh, I'm suspicious of this dude now.
All right. Let's do this. Okay.
Gain access to the armory. Final objective and then escape. Alright. So this door is done for. This door is done for. Stay here for a bit.
All right.
I collected everything in here. There's a bug on the grenade launcher, but I don't give a shit about
Yes,
that
sir.
because that doesn't really work that. Okay, so this entire area is covered. So all that's left is escape and armory. Okay, all rooms have been infiltrated. I'll do one final save. And grab some medkits if there's any on the wall. I doubt that there's any on the wall anymore. Oh, there is. There are at least 3 of them. 4, actually. Okay, so now we're done with this area. Guess we just head back.
Yes, sir. All right. Yes, sir. Okay. Company. All right. Yes, sir.
Okay, I guess
Area looks secure.
I guess he's not supposed to follow me beyond a certain point. Alright, that's fine.
Target spotted.
Yeah, Lord, that was a huge task. You just had to run through it, burn through so much, burn through so much health. It's fun. If it wasn't for the bugs, this would have been a perfect old school game. Like that was ridiculously hard because you had the biting cold, and the biting cold is a problem. And then you have all these guys set up outside. So yeah, that was pretty intense. I like the fact that this game has so much different variations in so many different sequences. So I'm gonna give the game a point for that. So even though I dropped it down to like 7.2, 7.3, I will give it another point for another variation of combat, which was fighting men shooting at you in the cold, in a single file line or double file line, without getting killed by their bullets or by the environment, and get to a point before you freeze to death or be killed. So now I'm at a 7.4. So every now and again it goes down, but then it goes back up again. I need health kits though. I think the whole idea of that situation was to get me to waste all my medkits, so when I fight Whitney I have no medkits. See, I'm locked in here and I have 0 medkits. So the whole idea wasn't to fight, was just to run past everybody. But if you run past everyone, how are you going to fight?
Game over, Whitley.
I don't think so. I control you. Right now, I control every man on this continent. Your pathetic sabotage of the consignment at the airstrip only delayed the inevitable. There is an evac team on its way to this location. Once I take the chopper, I will begin global infection. Game over? This game is just beginning.
Yeah, that would have sucked. I would have sucked a lot.
Sound alarm for combat. Take him down. Kill him. Take him down. Spread out.
See, shit like this is fun. Limited visibility. Don't know where the enemy is. I don't think this thing has like night vision or anything. Problem solved. Don't know where to go and you're just playing this game? Easiest solution.
Need some help?
Yeah, no shit. I need you to circle close. Once I fire, you've got 10 seconds to get this chopper as far away as you can. Excellent timing there, pilot. Early retirement from Gen Inc.
No, not exactly. On my way back from an extended Arctic vacation.
Uh-huh. So what's your name, smartass?
McCready. R.J. McCready. U.S. Outpost North 31.
Alright. Alright, that was the thing. So, all in all, I would say it's a 7.3 game. I knocked it down to 7.2, got it back up to 7.3. But the ending was pretty good. The whole machine gun in the chopper, that's pretty good. And the last mission where you were in cold weather and you couldn't see anything, that you wouldn't know to turn down the brightness is what saves you. Otherwise you'll be blinded. So that's another good mechanic of the game that it gave to you that it didn't have at the very beginning before. That the lighting in the game, you can adjust your lighting to save yourself from dying in that last mission. So every location, even the final boss was kind of cheesy and dumb. I would rather have a fight with Whitney turning into the beast rather than something that's scripted towards the end, but that was how the original game was. So I would say the final boss was weak, so I would dock a point from that, bring it back to 7.2. But I got it back up to 7.3 simply because it was a satisfying conclusion. And I say why I say it's a satisfying conclusion, and it's a very satisfying conclusion because you now know what happens to McCready. McCready could still be infected, but in the game it basically says McCready is not an infected. McCready is still very much human. He was able to escape. Charles froze to death. Guess what? It means they were both human at the end of that film. One froze to death and never turned into a thing. But you could read into that and say, well, maybe Charles is still the thing. The body's just dead, but the thing is frozen. No, Charles froze to death. He was a human. And McCready escaped. Say, well, you could say McCready is still the thing. Say, well, if McCready was the thing in the game, he wouldn't have been McCready saving you in the helicopter. He would have been Thing McCready. So the game is going off the fact that neither Charles nor McCready were Thing in the film. Now, people can argue about this all day, but John Carpenter gave them their blessing. Gave the original game developers his blessing. Gave the original developers his blessing to make the story that they think that they wanted to see in the video game. So he approved of it. Whether he believed that's the true ending or not is left up to the viewer. That's what he's always said. So if he's approving this video game that McCready and Charles were both human, he's saying yes, in this reality they both were human. So since this video game is canon, according to John Carpenter, in this version of this canon universe, because he didn't full out say it was canon, but he did say it was part of the thing, a continuation, a story that happened directly after. So it's the video game is part of the film. It's just not a story that could have been made into a film. So it's canon in an alternate universe, or there is no alternate universe, that this was always the universe. So I'm gonna go with this was always the universe, because if it was alternate, it will only be alternate towards the person who's creating it based on their idea of what they wanted to see the game to be. Thus, that doesn't apply to everyone who plays the game. They see it something different. But if the game gives them this, then they're basically saying, developers, you had your own idea, and this is what your idea of what happened to Charles and McCready. But John Carpenter also agreed on this. So even if this is not the true ending, it is John Carpenter approved. So it is an ending to that film. Whether it is the real one or not, it is an ending. One of probably many endings. So yes, that was how Charles and McCready survived in that film. They were both human. And John Carpenter approved. So if he says, well, if you make this game the way you want, and if you believe they're both alive, and I agree, well, I'm not going to argue with your decision to make them both alive. He's not denying it. He's not saying you're wrong. He gives you approval to make the film you want in game format. So he's agreeing that what you've made is that ending of what you want. So if you wanted Charles and McCready to be human at the end, then this is the version of what that filmed. If there was a Thing 2 continuation movie, if someone made a Thing 2, this would be the version of that film to come out. So both Charles and McCready were always human. So I'm going to take that with a grain of salt, but at the same time I'm going to say, yes, that's true. Because guess what? I have also believed that both Charles and McCready were neither. Neither of them were infected. A lot of things point to them being infected, but guess what? A lot of things didn't point to them being affected. For instance, two men being paranoid that both of them are possibly infected, and they both sit out and see, wait, what happens, and it turns out nothing happens. Both of them were about to freeze to death. Nothing happens. Boom. They were neither infected. Easy as that. That whole alcohol thing with regards to the liquor at the beginning of the film, whether the alien bacteria got on the alcohol and everything, does not mean it's the same alcohol bottle. This guy been drinking that alcohol throughout the entire film, and even if it was the same one, and even if he did put gasoline in it, or if he did have infected DNA in it, or infected species in it, and then Charles drank it, he turns into a thing, and now they're both a thing. This version of that logic wouldn't be real, because as we see, Charles died from cold, and McCready is human. So that alcohol was not infected in the movie. It was just plain old alcohol. I mean, liquor. It was just plain old liquor, and neither of them were infected to begin with. And how I would say that would be possible in the film, because it's simple. If you don't see something happen, you can't say that it did happen or it didn't happen. Now you could say things leading to it that makes it possible that it happened, but if you don't see something directly happen, that doesn't mean that it happened. If you don't see an alien directly drop blood into, into the alcohol, doesn't mean it happened. You could say the DNA from the dog got onto someone's hand and got into the liquor. Doesn't mean that it actually found its way into the liquor bottle. Even though it could have been around the liquor bottle, it doesn't mean that the saliva crawled itself into the bottle, because the saliva is not the blood of the creature. The saliva is the saliva of the creature. It doesn't move like the blood in the film. The blood is the living organism that's a living thing. Now, if the thing had saliva, I doubt the saliva would move, because the saliva would look like something like watery, so. It doesn't work that way. So if it's not specifically stated that that's how that the whole thing goes to Charles and McCready, surviving at the end was through infection or through a bottle or whatever else, if you don't see it specifically happening, or if it did not specifically happen, or McCready surviving the explosion in the huge building after throwing the grenade and exploding in the film, and it's highly unlikely that someone could get out of that location in time and not be infected. If you do not see it happening, does not mean it happening. Does not mean it happened. So the suspense of belief or disbelief, if you don't want to believe it, is that didn't happen, didn't see it happen, didn't hear it happen, didn't touch that it happened, didn't taste that it happened, or didn't psychologically or spiritually see it happen, means it did not happen. And since the film didn't play out that it happened, whether you believe something or not falls onto the category of belief. Whether you have evidence leading to it that are 100% on point. If someone just decides to say, no, that doesn't happen, simply because I didn't make the saliva go beyond a certain point, or I didn't show you a scene where he wiped off the bottle and cleaned the bottle, or I didn't show scenes where people were eating out of canned foods and they were wiping down everything thereafter. If it wasn't presented in the film, you have to go according to the belief that if it did not happen, it did not happen. You could theorize that it's happened. Like in the film, you believe that everyone was screwed towards the end, that it managed to survive because it's so resilient and possibly it's going to infect human beings. But in that film, it's open-ended, but it does not show that the enemy won whatsoever at all. It just showed that the enemy was defeated, the place was burned to the ground, and two people were there. It didn't show that either one of them are infected. It didn't show that either one of them clues pointing to either one that is a surefire thing. That's a guaranteed surefire thing that one was infected. It was meant to be open-ended. Clues were meant to point to all different people: Childs, McCready, Windows, Palmer, Gary, Niles, Norris, especially Norris. Everything was meant to point all over the place, but nothing was meant to tag someone. So if Carpenter says that this game is a version of an ending to what that film was, or at least he told these guys to, run wild with it, whatever you want the story to be, is how you would see the true ending of that film, and he approved it, then he's basically saying, not literally saying, but he's basically giving approval that that's an ending. So this is an actual ending to that original film made in 1982. Anyone who could test it otherwise got to go back to John Carpenter and say, hey, John Carpenter, these idiots made this game, and look how they fuck it up and make both Childs and McCready still human. Carpenter will just probably turn around and look at you and laugh at you in your face and be like, yeah, they did their own thing. Fuck off. He'll probably tell you to fuck right the hell off. Like, that's the ending of the film I made in this world that they created, and it's canon because I said so, so it cannot be disapproved. So it doesn't matter what you or any Joe Schmo believe until John Carpenter himself says the ending in this game is not the true ending, or this alternate ending doesn't exist, then this alternate ending, or this ending to what the film would have been, is either the true ending or it's an alternate ending, but it's an ending nonetheless. Believe what you will. Until the man says otherwise, everyone gotta suck it up. That's just the way it is. Until the studio and the man says otherwise. Because if the studio that hired John Carpenter says both Childs and McCready were human, then it won't matter what John Carpenter said anyway, because he didn't have the rights to the film. They did. The company did. The studio did. I doubt he would contest anything the studio says, but if he if his vision, if his original vision of the thing was all him, then he's the one that's right. But if the studio had the original idea of the thing, or how everything or rights to the thing, and they decide how it ends. Now, if both the studio and Carpenter both agree and say both Childs and McCready survive at the end as human, then no one has anything to say. So I approve this. I approve this. I believe they both were human beings at the end of that film. Um, I would say 70 or 75% of me believe they were both humans at the end of that film. And of course, there's the 50-50 chance that that's completely wrong. And Carpenter is only going to tell people the end of that film when he's on his grave bed and whispering someone the ears, hey, this is the true ending to the film. Shocker to anyone if he actually said they were both human beings. I wouldn't be surprised if he did whisper in the ear of someone from the original game developers um, of the thing that they were both human to begin with. But you know, people want to believe what they want to believe. I'll believe this. I believe the guy that came to John Carpenter, the guys that came to John Carpenter, or a group of people came to John Carpenter and sat with him, and he said, make the type of game you want. I believe them and Carpenter are the only one who know the true ending to this game. And if this is part of those true endings, both McCready and Childs are alive, then who cares what anyone else thinks? Because they don't have the power to create that. They can make whatever film they want in their head, but at the end of the day, the person who made the film is the one who's actually knows the truth of what is. Whether you believe something or not, or choose to believe, because the property is now in your hand, the burger is now in your hand, it's now your burger. You weren't the original creators of the burger. You're the owner of the burger. There's a very difference between being an owner of a burger now, after purchasing it, and being the creator of a burger on creating it. So, not original to say that this is the true ending if you believe something. Yours will never be the true ending because you never created that burger to begin with. Alright, so pretty good. Pretty damn good. 7.3. But I would say 7.3 is the highest I could give the game. Because of all those bugs, 7.3. Which makes this game a little bit tad higher than the original game. I believe the original game was in the either in the low 6 or mid 6s. So the fact that after this game got remastered, it has a lot of improvements, but those weren't vast improvements. So the fact that it's now landed in the 7 categories is great. It's great. Overall game score for this, 7.3. As a fandom, for the fan of the game, I would say it's an 8.3 for me. I love the game. I will play it over and over and over again. And now that it's on PlayStation 5, it will always sit on my main screen on my PlayStation 5 because I'm a huge Carpenter fan. I think the only film I've never seen with regards to John Carpenter is Prince of Darkness, which is one of his more famous ones. Yeah, Cthulhu, that type of stuff. I think he did Christine as well. Yeah, Christine, or Halloween. Of course, Big Trouble in Little China. Of course, the thing as well. Yeah, and of course a lot of unknown stuff that he did for television before. Of course, he did Elvis and all of that with Kurt Russell when they were young. Yeah, the guy did a lot of stuff, a lot of stuff. You would never think John Carpenter, a guy who's famous for making nothing but horror games, I mean for horror films, or mostly horror films, was a guy who would make a story about Elvis Presley. You know, you wouldn't think of John Carpenter when you think of Elvis Presley. You know, you would think more of a Scorsese than you would think of a Carpenter when it comes to Elvis Presley, or you would think of Christopher Nolan than you would think of Carpenter when it comes to Elvis Presley, or you would think of a Hughes, John Hughes, that you would go to John Hughes first, then go to John Carpenter to make Elvis. So a lot of people didn't know that back then. A lot of people know it now though. But for about, I would say about a good 20 years, no one knew that he was, or really understood that he was that guy that actually did Elvis. It was still a shock to a lot of people that he did, but after about, I think about a good 10 years have passed, everyone has finally gotten used to the fact that this guy actually did Elvis. So this guy is very versatile. Carpenter has always been versatile, and I'm going to take this as the true ending to that film, or one of two true endings. Um, which now, because I've seen the game, I remember this being the ending of the game, the original game. Now at the 75%, saying that this was probably one of the true endings of the film, direction for which the second thing the film would have happened. And of course, the other one could have been, another true ending could have been Charles or McCready were infected. But yeah, I don't mind if both of them were human beings. In fact, I think it's pretty damn cool that they were both. It's like giving a big middle finger to those who believe that, you know, they shit hot in their theories and stuff. You know, that's not how things work. The unexpected always finds a way to um, have life. What's that? Malcolm from Jurassic Park. Life finds a way. So yeah, if one was infected or if none were infected, both were humans, I wouldn't be surprised either. I wouldn't be surprised if they were both human. So this was a great game. Great game. I was hooked the whole time, desperate to finish it, not because I wanted to finish it. I just needed to remember certain things. I think I'll hop on Warframe now. I'm finally done with this game. And it's definitely not an 8 hour game. It's definitely not an 8 hour game. I if you skip everything, if you don't save anyone, if you go directly to certain checkpoints and you know exactly where you're going, you could get it down to 8 hours. If you run past speed run this, I believe you might be able to get it down to 8 hours. This is a at at average, I would say this is a 12-hour game on average. Even if you miss certain things or ignore certain people, on average this is a 12-hour game. For me, it was more like a 16-hour game because I was looking around. But on average, this is a 12-hour game. This is not an 8 hour game. The only time this is an 8 hour game is that you're skipping a lot of things and ignoring a lot of things. You're speed running it. You could get this down from anywhere from 5. I think the lowest you might be able to get this down is 5 hours. I don't see anyone getting under 5 hours on this game because everything in this game is scripted. So yeah, that was the thing. And everything was intended. So you couldn't go past certain areas until you do certain things. So a lot of things were scripted, and scripted games typically aren't things you could just jump by. You have to play out the scene with regards to the story. So at minimum, I think 5 hours was what someone could do, and maximum, I think 8 hours they could do it if they're speed running. But as a whole, I believe the runtime of this game is anywhere from um, 12 hours to about 14 hours, or 12 hours to about 16 hours if you're actually looking around. If you don't give a shit, it's 8 hours to about 5 hours. Yep, good game, good game. Very good. Alright, so can I save it? I wonder if I save it here. No, if I press new game. Oh, wait a minute, let me see. Is there new game plus? No, there's no New Game Plus. Yeah. Yeah, there's no New Game Plus, so you just start the game all over again. That's basically what it is. Oh yeah, okay, so that's pretty much it. Very fun game, The Thing. Not one of the greatest games, but they did improve a lot of things. So, um, originally it was in the sixes, now it's in the sevens because it was remastered. So, at least they did a good job with regards to a lot of things that look bad and behave bad. It's sad to say that they did not get rid of a lot of bugs though from the original game, but then again, maybe they weren't allowed to. So, that's it. That's all I gotta say. Very good old-fashioned game, but not one of the best. Those bugs towards those last 30 minutes really pissed me off. But at least I was able to get towards the end and it didn't ruin the entire experience. So that's the great part about those old games, that you could save on slots. If you run into a bug, you could always go back and redone an earlier level and then undo whatever it is that caused the bug. And the game will work fine. So that's why I left it in the sevens and it didn't drop into the six. Pretty damn good. Pretty damn good game. Not great game, not the best, but for remastered, it was definitely better than the original. And it's definitely worth being in the sevens. I believe if anyone has this game in the six category still, from when it originally came out, if anyone still has this game in the six, the remastered in comparison to the original, because they have the original in the six category, low six categories. If anyone still has this in the six and remastered, then that person is probably a dumbass. Alright, I gotta go.